The Chris Stigall Show. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
One of the things I've always wondered is it's no secret, and it's not even a criticism, because it's just your dad is not trucked in foreign policy and politics all his life. He's a business guy, and so I can't help but think Mrs. Clinton is going to take to the stage and try to razzle-dazzle everybody with every foreign leader's name and every country on the map, and that any one of us would be at a distinct disadvantage going up against a career bureaucrat, it seems. Is he ready for that?
I think so. And listen, she will do a very good job of having memorized something that someone far wittier than her has written. She will come in with the usual regurgitated answers that we've heard for, honestly, her entire career. You hear all the answers, you hear all the plans, you hear all this. Guess what? The only thing we didn't see is anything actually get enacted, anything actually get done, other than poor policy that got Americans killed. It's crazy. So yes, memorizing the name of some leader of a country that no one's ever heard of, you can do that. But you know what? Life, business, practice, running something isn't about memorizing those things and regurgitating them. It's going to be about common sense in practice. And so, there's no question that my father will do very well on that. No one's better on his feet. And again, I think you're going to see the difference between someone who's actually using common sense and someone who's just regurgitating the same old answer, or an answer that's been drafted by a team of people that are sitting there writing answers to every conceivable possible question that's there. So I think Americans will appreciate someone who's actually able to act on their feet.
I anticipate you saw what happened with Gary Johnson and the Aleppo thing.
What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo?
About
Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo?
You're kidding.
No.
Aleppo is in Syria. It's the epicenter of the refugee crisis.
Okay, got it.
Anticipate something like that thrown at your dad. Some snarky moderator is going to say, something to trip him up, and how he'll handle that is curious to me.
I think they're going to try that because, obviously after, Matt, finally for the first time ever during the town hall, Matt Lauer asked her some real questions instead of the usual, let's pitch her T-ball. They asked her some real questions. The crowd asked her some real questions, and you see the left all of a sudden, oh my God, you can't, it's so unfair. I'm like, wait a second, guys, welcome to our everyday. If you're a conservative, if you're the Republican candidate, especially if you're my father, when you're an outsider on both sides, every day, everyone's throwing everything they could possibly throw at him. She has one day answers terribly, no personality, no response, but just stumbles all over herself, and the left goes crazy. And you know what they're trying to do? They weren't worried about that debate or recovery from that. They're trying to make sure that the moderators are ultimately not fair to my father during the debate, that all of them understand that, hey, you're part of the left, and the media has been her number one surrogate in this. Without the media, this wouldn't even be a contest, but the media has built her up. They've let her slide on every indiscrepancy, on every lie, on every DNC game trying to get Bernie Sanders out of the thing. I mean, if Republicans were doing that, they'd be warming up the gas chamber right now. It's a very different system. There's nothing fair about it.
Is there more to know about Mrs. Clinton's health than we do, in your opinion?
I don't know that it's for me to opine. I mean, you can let others do it, but this isn't a one-time event. I mean, there's been talk of this for years. So I'll let other people deal with that. I don't think it's for me to say, but I mean, I don't think this is a one-time thing. When you listen to Bill Clinton slipping up and say, "Well, this happens frequently," I mean, it happens rarely. I'd love to hear the truth from them every once in a while. It just never seems to come out of their mouth.
I suspect we will see you, your dad, your brother and sisters in town with regularity, and here in Pennsylvania with regularity in these closing days.
Oh, without question. I'm actually in Pittsburgh right now, so I'm going to spend the day here, in Pennsylvania today, and then I'm sure I'll be on the East Coast sometime soon.
Well, you're always welcome back here anytime, sir. Appreciate your time this morning.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Chris.